In this series, we've been talking about creating a discipleship culture in your church. And so far, we've talked about envisioning what that culture would look like. And we've talked about defining discipleship. What does it mean to be a full circle follower of Jesus? And in the last lesson, we talked about how you can use the resources at pursuegod.org to start doing this. We talked about the simple method of finding a topic online, having people learn about it on their own, and then exploring it through conversation. That's the basic method of discipleship. Well, in this last lesson, we're going to talk about buying in as the primary leaders in your ministry and your church and building your own mentoring tree, because this is how you're really going to roll out a discipleship culture in your ministry. It actually starts with you. All right, now I'm making the assumption here that you understand now how the tools work. You've browsed the library. You see all the content there. You're good with the flavor of our resources, and you want to start using it to create a discipleship culture in your ministry. Now, it's easy to complicate the process here. You know, we ministers and full-time missionaries and pastors, sometimes we complicate it. We can't help ourselves, right? Don't complicate it. It's super, super simple. If you want a culture of discipleship, if you want a culture of mentoring where everyone's going full circle, everyone knows how to use the resources, and everyone is going and making a disciple, mentoring someone and encouraging them, releasing them to mentor someone else. It's really, really simple. Just you start doing it. You find 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 people and start mentoring them using the method, using the tools. See, if you keep it simple, then they'll keep it simple. Paul talks about this simple viral methodology in his letter to Timothy when he said, "Hey, Timothy, what you've heard from me, you find some other men and do for them and encourage them to do it for others." That's my paraphrase. But you see what he's talking about there? He's talking about a reproducible, systematic method of discipleship. He said, if I do it with you the same way you do it with someone else, then you can encourage them the same way to do it with someone else. And this is why systems and tools are so important. And this is why your mentoring tree is important. A mentoring tree is just a simple little personal org chart showing who you are mentoring. And the idea is this: don't try to mentor everyone in your ministry or in your church. You need to focus on the few people in your tree that you are personally mentoring. Again, there's more resources on what that means in the resources below. But mentor them and do it in a reproducible way. Use a method, use the tools, and then encourage them to have their own mentoring tree. See, this is called the law of 2 generations. If you focus on your first generation, and if you do it right, then you can encourage them to do it to the next generation. Think of them as your grandkids. So you mentor your kids, and then you encourage them to mentor their grandkids. You don't try to raise their grandkids. You encourage them to go full circle. You see how that works? You're saying, listen, I'm a disciple, and I want you to be a disciple, a full circle disciple. See, I help you pursue God, but I want you to pass it on and help someone else pursue God. And pretty soon, when everyone is doing it, pastors and ministers, as long as you don't try to do all the work, pretty soon everyone is doing it and everyone is going full circle. Now, I want to finish this lesson and this whole series with my own personal story. You know, I used to complicate ministry. I used to try to connect everyone to me, and I did all of the ministry. I was sort of the hub of the ministry. And now I've learned how to be viral. I've learned how to mentor very intentionally and systematically people in my life. I love them, and I speak truth and love with them, but I do it in a way that they can do it also. And then I encourage them to go full circle and do it. And guess what? They're doing it. I'm not just a disciple. I'm a disciple maker. In fact, I'm a disciple maker because the people that I've discipled have gone on to disciple others who are going on to disciple others. And this is exactly what Paul was talking about to Timothy. My own daughter, my own son, not only did we disciple them, my wife and I, but now they're discipling others, and they're going full circle in their pursuit of God. And that is what a discipleship culture is all about. Not just people in your ministry and your church, but families, individuals, small groups. Everyone knows what it means to go full circle, and everyone is equipped to empower these conversations where they can speak truth and love and mentor other people in their world. Thanks for taking this series called Creating a Discipleship Culture. And we just encourage you to check out some of the other series in our ministry section on our website, where you can learn more about mentoring and how to apply this in your world and in your church. And don't forget, subscribe to this YouTube channel if you want to see the newest videos right when they come out.